Nigerian TV. Nigerian TV.
Country people, una welcome to DGM TV, weekly pidgin English update. Abeg, if this one is the first time when it be say you till dey see our videos like this, I take God beg you, make you subscribe to our YouTube channel wey be DJM TV. Make you come knack your hand for the notification bell so that you go continue to get our ogbonge news for the pidgin, the entertainment, and even the main news. Me wey wan knack una the story again this week, na him be una country brother Stanley Okocha.
It is with a very heavy heart and a deep sense of responsibility that I deliver this press conference today in my capacity as the National Vice Chairman, Media and Communications Committee for the National Campaign Council for the governorship elections in Edo State. Our party, the All Progressives Congress, is convinced without measure that we are all aware of the times we are in and consequently understand our roles and obligations in keeping our society safe and secure from the fiercer spread of the coronavirus. We are assured too that we are equally aware of the fact that in our state, Edo, our governorship election is no more than 7 weeks away. In that as well, we all have the responsibility of active participation. It is in view of these foregoing concerns that we have called you here today to provide regular updates on our initiatives and activities geared towards reclaiming and installing the mandate of progress and development in our dear state. But for us to achieve that, we must first of all create an environment and an ambience that is comfortable, commodious, and enables the flourish of peace and upright debate of ideas. An environment that allows for all aspirants, however popular, obscure, or gymnosophists, to democratically pursue their ambition without brazen or overt intimidation. Unfortunately, and the good of the soul, because of the compounding intolerance of Governor Baseki and his Iron Fist administration, this has been made impossible. It is no longer news that state-sponsored elements acting under the clear directive of the Edo State government destroyed the APC's billboards and their physical infrastructural paraphernalia of partisan campaign. That ignoble and deprecable act of infamy was roundly and viscerally deprecated by our people at home and in the diaspora, who are rightly and historically opposed to illegality, intolerance, and the oppressive dictatorship that the Edo State government daily displays with impunity to a point of ad nauseam. One may think that the loud democratic outcry from our people will force the governor and his cronies to rethink their actions and strategies and embrace political sanity. Instead, the Edo State government has doubled down on these illegalities, revealing itself to be insensitive to the yearnings of the people and non-committer to a peaceful, rancor-free election. Only yesterday, Saturday the 25th of July, the governor's army of thugs and cultists descended on protesters at the entrance of the palace of our great king, the Oba of Benin, and other parts of the Benin metropolis, sending many to the hospital with gunshot wounds because they dared to express their rejection, we were made to understand, of the outgoing governor who, instead of fixing the humongous problems bedeviling the state, such as the payment of old salaries and fixing the state's challenging ecological issues inter alia, rather chose to invite tax collectors to the state to further the bacchanalian feast on the state's treasury. We are shocked, benumbed, perplexed, flabbergasted and overwhelmed that after the palace incident, APC supporters and our party members wearing Pastor Osage Izeyamu's caps and t-shirts were physically assaulted in the streets of Benin. And we have those willing to testify to this brazen act of unprovoked street assault. One comrade, Eyose Ayeki, was one of such APC supporters that PDP goons coming from the Sabo Community Stadium to the government house saw in front of the Ritz Hotel at golf course, descended upon him with battle axes. But for the fact that some persons in that crowd rescued him, it would have been a gory tale today. This is unacceptable to us as a party, and we ask the Commissioner of Police and all security agencies, how long more can APC persuade its teeming party loyalists to hold back in the midst of this unprovoked assault on our members? What's the information have also reached us from sources in Obasanjo's government who are but disillusioned with these nefarious acts that the governor has plotted and perfected a criminally appalling initiative aimed at subverting the will of the people. On the back of conscripting renowned cultists and providing them official cover and funding for wanton violence under the guise of AIDS appointments, the Edo State government is planning to use COVID-19 as a ruse to neuter grassroots leaders of our party, the APC, on the eve of the gubernatorial election by abducting and detaining them in isolation centers. This way, disenfranchising them and forestalling the political force they would deliver in pursuit of APC's victory. Having pellucidly read the handwriting on the wall that he faces a monumental defeat and an electoral opprobrium on the 19th of September, Obasanjo aims to illegally strike what he deems the heir and important political leaders of our party with the hopes of subverting the election. Names of prominent leaders of the APC have been compiled to be dealt with, intimidated, harassed, terrorized, physically assaulted, and lacerated by state-sponsored goons. Mr. Governor Bazaki is also planning to continue his persecution of Comrade Adams Aliyu Oshomole with trumped-up and inconsequential charges at the 11th hour of electoral politics. Obasanjo's simple plan is to arraign Oshomole for a probe that has been revealed as nothing but a targeted political wish hunt and vendetta, and thereby denying bail on the eve of election to paralyze and quarantine the moving political armada that is APC. We have also been reliably apprised of the fact that a top security aide of the governor has been frenziedly coordinating different meetings with thugs, cultists, and other agents of state, like the discredited politically Wabaisiga, a pseudo-state police which he has weaponized as a tool of oppression to devise various demonic plans to ransack the homes of our party members and leaders with the view of destroying their properties and planting incriminating items that will serve as a basis for unjust harassment and illegal detainment. These people, emboldened and funded by our state resources, are also plotting to set fire on the farm of Captain Osawe Okumbo because the government believes he is entitled to his support and will see to the destruction of his businesses and reputation if he won't offer this support. Are we now operating jackboot democracy? Are we now operating democracy Vietnamese by force of arms, that is? These anomalies and acts of desperadoism that borders on the political scandalum magnitude are direct affronts on the country's constitution and the rule of law. We have invited you here, gentlemen of the press, as the writers and curators of the first draft of history, to give you a clairvoyant glimpse into the Machiavellian and Mephistophelian plans of the outgoing Governor Obaseki, investing our hopes and trust in the power of the media to bring this year's secret knowledge to the awareness of the general public. In entering the Fourth Republic, when we left our checkered past behind, adopting a constitution characterized by fairness, equity, justice, and the rule of law, we had in mind that the dream of one Nigeria is not greater than the dream of another, no matter the political office he or she occupies. We worked hard to ensure that our politics, like all politics, despite marked by fiercely contending ambitions, would never sink again into the despicable levels that we may have sunk into in the past. Our plea this morning to INEC, the police, and other relevant stakeholders, including the media, who is the policeman of our state and the Nigerian society, is to request Mr. Governor to allow the rule of law and a level democratic playing field to hold supreme between now and the end, and even after the EDO governorship elections. This is not too much to request of a sitting governor, is it? I thank you all for coming, and I thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much, gentlemen of the press. That's the end of the press conference. Thank you.
DJ ATV.